If you can access what the projected agenda is and nothing intervenes to stop it, you can very accurately predict the future. That's why I've been talking for years about the microchip agenda, and now we're there. Well, I hope now we're there and people can see it. A number of people will also stick their iPhone up their arse and start to open their bloody minds and see what we can do about it. Computer chip modeled after brain architecture. This is all part of taking over the body. Now, as idiots go, this guy is major league. Kevin Warwick, a professor at Reading University, one of the great proponents of the transhumanist agenda. If a machine is passing down signals that keep you completely happy, then why not be part of the matrix? Because I do not have any wish to be a freaking idiot like you, Professor Warwick. Now, I mentioned earlier about Monsanto being the most evil corporation on the planet. It's got big competition. It's got big competition in something called cuddly Google. This, serving the system since the day we started, and you've seen nothing yet. This is a venomous corporation. What happened is this lady, Regina Duggan, was the director of DARPA. DARPA is so dark it cannot be seen. It is so dark. There is no light that can show it. It is so dark and it's so sinister. It is the technological development arm of the Pentagon, and it's creating all this transhumanist stuff to control people. And she then made a most amazing career move. She moved from director of DARPA to a top executive of Google. As career moves go, that would seem to be strange unless you know the agenda, because Google is massively part of the transhumanist agenda. They've just bought Boston Dynamics, a DARPA-funded robot corporation. They're big time into robots, and this is what they plan. Bye-bye humans, into the transhuman, where the technology rules, not infinite awareness and consciousness. And they're preparing us for this transhumanist kit, transhumanist shit, through things like Google Glass. Get it part of the body. Get them used to it. Get them used to it. There you go, smartwatch. Smartwatch. Get them used to it. Get them used to it. And everybody thinks this is random. I love this story. It said, how Google goggles and Project Glass make Star Trek technology a reality. This stuff comes out as sci-fi when they actually know it's coming. It's part of the introducing of it to us. It's why you see it. This is why we have the Borg, the Archons, the transhumans. That's what they want us to become. My sat-nav said this way: addiction, addiction, addiction to technology. That's the idea. Einstein said, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. You're no longer a child, a glorious expression of infinite creation. You are a computer terminal on a global mind hack. That's what's unfolding before us, being pushed by the mainstream media, never offline, modifying mankind. It's great how Apple is invading our bodies. Look at this, freaking computer in the skin. How transhumanist can you get? Wearable technology for the skin. Oh yeah, it's fashion now. At the end of this road, I started out with my iPad, then Google Glass, then my Apple Watch, and onto the microchip, and then next came. And this is what Huxley said: people will come to love their oppression, to adore the technologies that undo their capacity to think. And that's what they're for. If you take the human organism into a technological level of control, the ability of that to access that becomes almost unimaginable. That's the idea. I had the vaccines, drugs, GMO, fast food, Wi-Fi, smart meter, smartphone, Google Glass, fluoride and sun cream, and I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what you're going on about. And this is part of the DARPA and almost certainly Google agenda. The idea is to replace human troops with robot troops to keep the masses under control. They're developing them. It's no good saying they're not. They're developing them. There's videos of it, all DARPA stuff. Artificial intelligence could co-pilot future combat jets, Navy official. Exactly. Robots could learn how to herd humans like sheep, study, that's the idea. Killer robots to be debated at the UN. This is what's going on while Simon Cowell's on the frickin' screen. Introducing Alsight, the slightly scary CCTV network completely run by artificial intelligence. The idea is ruled by a machine, which brings into focus even more how accurate, and why was it accurate, that Matrix movie, where the Matrix was controlled by machines. Artificial intelligence. What did the Gnostics say about the Archons? They're like cyborgs, a robotic race that can imitate but not innovate. They're turning humans into them. That's what transhumanism is all about. Terrorists from the Arabic world, based on learning how to fly Cessnas, or in many cases not flying Cessnas. One of their instructors said I was surprised they could drive a car. And this, I'm not going to go into 9/11, but I'm just going to pick out one thing just to show you, for anyone new to this, how this works. Just one aspect, and my goodness, I talked for 9/11 for hours. A tissue, it all falls down. This is Building 7, also known as the Solomon Brothers building, 47 floors, and this fell not being hit by anything, and it fell in the afternoon, in the late afternoon on 9/11, and it was said that it fell because fire destabilized it, and it fell as a result of that. Well, that's the official story, but there's another story I'll come to. Now, this lady is a BBC reporter, and the picture you see is her in a live interview with a newsreader in London, in which she's saying on 9/11 that the Building 7 building has just collapsed, right? And as she's saying it's collapsed, it's still frickin' standing behind her, right? Now, what people say is, you're saying the BBC's in the conspiracy then? Well, or the inner core, yes. Most of it, no. They just don't know their arse from their frickin' elbow. I've been there. Now, what was this all about? What was this all about? When they're unfolding a scam, a manufactured terrorist event, what's running side by side is the propaganda going out in sequence with it. What they did was put a fact that had fallen out about half an hour or more before it actually did. They got out of frickin' sequence. And so it was reported before it happened. Look at this, a controlled demolition. This is Building 7, look at it. Falling in on itself. Absolute classic. And if we look at this one, just watch these red dots here when it changes, those positions. Look, there's the frickin' things going off and bringing it down. It's classic. Controlled demolition, which they said it was, like the towers, it was brought down by natural, if you like, things that destabilized it. Now, as I said, the official story is Building 7 fell because it was destabilized. But this guy, Laia Silverstein, some people call him Larry, but I like to keep to the truth. Laia Silverstein, he was one of the co-leaseholders of the World Trade Center, and he bought the lease just weeks before 9/11, and when he bought it, massively upped the insurance in the event of a terrorist attack. Now, this is what he said in an interview, which you can see on the internet, about the collapse of Building 7. I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such a terrible loss of life, maybe the smartest thing is to pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and we watched the building collapse. Right, just a few little problems with that, Mr. Laia Silverstein. A, fire departments do not pull buildings. B, putting the explosives in the right place to let it fall in on itself in a controlled explosion takes weeks, sometimes months to put in there, not a few minutes, you fricking liar. You know what happened.